Oh, there I am. 52-inch track, 2-inch tape like that. Oh yeah, you had to splice it. That was low tech, wasn't it? Pretty advanced, really. You know, the Beatles recorded on 4-track tape. Yeah, we could do a lot with that. You could saturate the tape. We use Scott Hedron. Magnetize, just drive up the levels, and it wasn't too bad. You push the tape beyond its limit. What happened? What happened? Well, we got in and we got Pro Tools, and then we went all digital. I got CDs there that when that was coming and changing, and I was thinking maybe digital's good. I got a digital piano, and I'm buying digital. I'm buying electro harmonica and those sort of pedals. Why? They're analog, different different signals. Like, and I like them better. But what's if you are a guitar player, acoustic or anything? I'd rather have a good reel to reel, and then put her back into a DOS system or a digit. The bit rate is low, right? Well, if you're recording vinyl, you got to raise the bit rate, and that's the way we always did it. When I was in a band, we had uh, reel to reel, yeah, 4 tracks and 8 tracks, and they were good enough. And then we got into the Tascam recorders. Well, we had cassette. Who was using a cassette recorder? Slash, uh, no, what was his name? We were using 4 track or cassettes. They were nice to record music on. Uh, I don't mind DAW-less systems like a board. Wish we'd bring back tape. I really would. What are they? Statler Brothers in Australia. They're using 52-inch tape. I was on the Nashville studio. He says we got 52 back here. We got 2-inch tape here. So we can hybrid it. But he says, why do you know so much about music? Well, I'm going back to the 70s when I was in a band, and I used to hang around a lot of pro musicians. And I remember things. I've gone through the transitions of a massive change in music. I don't hear it. I do not hear it. You can say you got lots of variety. Well, sausages in one sausage factory, dump that on you all the time. And then I get this attitude. Don't give me attitude, man. I get this attitude that you're saying our music's bad. Yeah, it is bad because it's not got any progression to it. Like I was playing something last night and I thought of writing it. And I was just thinking how the way I phrase it really changed. Just the sound, the space between the notes. It's just a drone. It's a din, the music you're playing. And she was right. She's a younger woman. She said, I think it's ungrounded. Yeah. I always had that feeling that it had no foundation to it. No foundation. Even punk rock had a foundation. Heavy metal had a foundation of modal scales. I went out with a heavy metal singer. She was my girlfriend for a while. But I'm not a heavy metal fan, but Uriah Heep, Black Sabbath came out. We've had a lot of changes, and it's always rebellion. But this isn't a rebellion. The music systems, they've got nothing in them. Like the punkers came out, and that was a change, punk rock. It was a rebellion against the norm of progression. I was thinking of albums that really were progressing, like 1966. The Beach Boys were putting out this little surfer girl stuff, right? I got it in there. It's vinyl, and it's good shape. It's a high quality vinyl. It's Pet Sounds. Listen to the vocals. Listen to the tracks on it. That was a progression. You even look at the Carpenters. They're trying different things. They're using a distorted guitar. I know you might not like that music. It's sort of, well, it was good at the time. It was just trying just little bits of change. Like if I put a blanket on a horse, I'm changing which direction. You'll get used to it. That's why we got to do it the public. And that's the problem. You get this? It's not changing. It's just the same damn thing. It's not progression. So am I criticizing your music? Yeah. I'm saying it's not your music. You're being programmed. How many of you? I'm all on your side because you're the future. But if you buy into the program, be careful. Someone, the Bible said, I'm getting religious. But I think of that. Some will be taken and some will remain. Or we go into the heart, even in Revelations, that go into the heart and change. Well, the more people getting off social media and this mind hacking noise, because it's insane right now. If it's not insane, I've never seen young people hitting cars and yelling at people. We had a bit of revelry when I was 1950, 60. I can remember the punkers were out there, the greasers. Yeah, they were sort of like what you got now. They wear hoodies up like this and their pants down, got doofy pants and stuff. So it's a revolutionary change of anger. I was angry, yeah. I didn't like Richard Nixon, right-wing fascist, but Secretariat showed him up. He got caught, and then we gave the dog a rope, and he got caught when Watergate caught his tapes. And out he went. And what was the songs at the time? So you're running down, here's a guy running down, he's a fascist, young man. Running down, this is Trudeau. I was in college when Trudeau was in power in Ottawa. And can I tell you something? He was a good leader. I know military that worked, okay. Cuba went too far, but they came back. But you never forgive anything. Fascists don't forgive the past. Trudeau didn't go into communism. Trudeau was a federalist. And he even stood for Canada as a federalist. Pierre Elliott Trudeau was a loyal Canadian that wanted to keep the democracy. So came the FLQ crisis, and he had to do something. He did the unpopular thing. He brought in the War Measures Act, but they're telling you he's a fascist. He's trying to tell me Cuba is a fascist country. Yeah, he hung around Fidel Castro. He's very open-minded. Are you open-minded? Would you hang out with a guy like Fidel? You might learn something. It's like going to church. Would you hang out with a Muslim or Hindu and learn something else? Or a Buddhist and try to see where the relationship is? Because that's where you're getting caught into ideology. And that's what you're listening to, ideology. You got to remember when in the Bay of Pigs, we were near a nuclear war. So Kennedy had them shut down. And they cut off their supplies. A little history lesson here. And the Bay of Pigs, they were going to have a nuclear meltdown. It was a critical time in world history, nuclear annihilation, a boom. And you ever see Red October? The officer on the sub says, who wins a nuclear war? He says, nobody wins. That's a good point. Nobody wins when it comes into an ideology of a mega death. and nobody wins. So we got a little trouble here. We're supporting the Ukraine. Okay, what do we do? England's supporting the Ukraine, and United States is, right? True, he's arming up North Korea, and he's teaming up with Vietnam. So he's another extreme. Okay, that's an ideology of his type of communism, which really is repressive. And what's it over? North Sea oil. What's this over? Alberta oil. Why are they telling you things about Teslas and attacking renewable cars? I see the list of all new cars out there ready to be shipped. So I'm going to talk about who's a superpower. Might be China and Australia. They're planned. They're billionaires, and they made a lot of money in mining and ore and stuff. But they're doing an alchemy of switching to renewable sector. Is it so good that she's done now? Alberta is thinking it's going to be good. I don't drive, so maybe I can get around, get a taxi, make enough money. But she took off the tax on put the tax back on because the rate's crashing, right? That's her step. I just noticed that they put the tax back on in Alberta. And the banks are going up. Did you know that if you look here, it was a hacked scam, and they stole money out of the Federal Reserve? Yeah, they hacked it. It's a crazy time. So the Cobra comes out, and they say, we're going to give you this money. Oh, good. So all these hackers and everything got in here, stole billions of dollars out of the Federal Reserve of Canada. How much debt are we into now? So you're going to be fascists. You think that'll get you ahead, but you're not looking out on the ground what there is. If you could just go along with maybe moderating this and start looking at what there is here, if you could live through this economic crash instead of buying into it, there's gold. Now, I don't know how much those prices are. Just keep working, save money, and get that gold. Because that's going to make you money. And another thing is, if you're in Alberta or any of these smaller provinces, credit unions are better. They're way better. These banks are going to crash. Look at the federal. Look at the bank in the India's talking about this on there. The Republican Bank is it's in receivership, so they got to pay back what they owe. So it's come up to a bubble of $31 trillion in debt. Margaret Atwood said. Now, this is not this is not partisan politics. I've talked to the ombudsman there. She says you're very intelligent and you're talking nonpartisan. What's going on? The food prices are going up because mediation and your unions are not working. Did you know that? But he's telling you it's carbon tax. I don't think the oil sector is working. They are. Biden shut down the pipeline. He's a communist in there. Those Gen Zs that got elected in the United States. And I think democracy's starting to come back, but it's pretty slow. There's still a lot of racism and homophobia and black people racism that I'd never seen so much. And it's this YouTube has got to silence down some of this hate and fake information. It's getting bad. Like attacking electric cars. Okay, I'm going to say something. They're not all the solution to this climate change. It's a lot of factors in there. Renewable energy is a good factor of investment in the future for you because it takes time, but once it's in there, prices come down. It provides jobs for people. What are they doing? They're blocking renewable energy. Why's that? Why's that? Now, if anything's wrong with neoliberalism, is putting that pipeline through, as far as I'm concerned. So Biden shut down the Keystone. They don't want the pipeline out there in parts of BC. Some of them do, but not many. So we got a revolution of duality in Canada. Our country's falling apart. Nobody likes each other. Look at the girls don't like girls, and boys don't like boys. I and I talk to younger people, and they seem to be mesmerized by some. I know what happened. I looked at your education. I was getting things shoved up my head. Too much information, like Mary Carrie Fisher once said. We overload children with education way too much because it's sort of I think it's a fear-based thing, getting ready for the new change. Yeah, all technical jobs and people not getting work out of it. Some people are. I can use this computer. I'd like to get a better one when I'm making money and getting out of Ontario. I'm going to travel. I'd like to get something that's I can work offline on. And I haven't got my phone back. Hard to get through to people here. Communication breakdown of isms not working. Hospitals, I was in the hospital. Nobody can help anybody. There's lacks of coherence and cooperation between nursing staff, the stream administration. Nobody knows how to lead anymore. I've seen this all burgeoning up about 10 years ago. And I talked to older people that were working. They said that management's terrible. There's no leadership. I think companies falling. They came to me for leadership. I'm not working for them. They're going, I don't want to get in the same boat going under. I just want to freelance. They're a good company, but they're going under no leadership direction. That's what I noticed. What happened? Leadership. What do I think? I'd like to have workshops and have equine Earl where management and departments come out with you. You know what I really think with businesses? I think everybody counts on the playing field here. Sort of an egalitarian structure. If she's got an idea, listen to her. She might be new, but this is what I think. This is what I believe. I believe if we're having a scrum, everybody's got a chance to put their ideas in and be listened to. That's why people leave jobs. They don't feel important anymore. Just throwing stuff. They have so many meetings, but does anybody get anywhere? They don't let them talk. Ego feather. Or talking stick. I was on a scrum and I couldn't even talk. She says, "Oh, you're disrespectful. It's a lot to talk about, man." So I said, "I'm not coming back." Does that mean I'm angry? No, it wouldn't let me talk. So I can't scrum it up. And this is not a political debate in 5 minutes, and 2 minutes to talk. I can't do that. And that's what they do in Parliament. They never have a chance to, in speaker's moment to talk. It's getting bad. So I don't know. My country's falling down. Vote for Pierre. I'm gone. I got a reason. All the right wing fascists, they're welcome to them. I can't change your mind. If you want to keep cars going, just look at what she did. She's taking the tax off. I mean, the tax. She reduced. She's got. Can't. They can't do it. They can't do it. They can't keep on putting money into the oil and gas and give you rebates. Everything's breaking down. So it's an idea not to call EVs a cult if you get one, unless you're getting into an ideology that is a cult. There's a lot of misinformation on it. The only way you're ever going to know is own one or try one. But nobody wants to try anything. Well, Alberta was getting lots of jobs out there, and she just put a moratorium on natural gas on the energy sector. You know what that would have done? It would have helped farmers, agriculturalists, everybody get more energy in. It's a big province. Any big province should have multiple sources of on grid system, or go completely off the grid. Individuals, and that's what you could do if this people won't shift. Raymond, Alberta, it's all on its own grid system. Crazy, eh? Yeah, it's an oil problem. It's a nice size city. I might go there. That's where I got True Hope from. Might be an idea to go there. So I'm talking out of my hat because I'm thinking of where to go. I looked out east. Oh my Lord, the price of things out there. So, I was going to get a tiny house in Canada, but widget prices are raising a lot more. I looked at one out there in Quebec. It's up $20,000 a month. See how it works? Build more houses and more goes up. They're nice, but I can't afford it. So they're telling me I need a fixed address. I don't think so. I need a business license that covers this. Just pick up business licenses. So I'm going to tax consultant that will let me work in each province. I don't know if I can. Why are we divided up like that? I'm a Canadian citizen. I can travel. I can't probably, if you go from one, even if it was a Canadian senior, you can't get seniors housing for maybe a few months. So you just live on the road. A lot of a lot of retirees are buying RVs. Talks a lot. Why would they want to live and be stuck in an overinflated market with the housing market crashing? Are they disloyal to Canada? No. It's just the inevitable truth. But you start blaming people. I'm taking advantage of why he's in, of what I can get. That'll be dental. I couldn't get dental before. Tax grab? Oh, it's my grab to get dental. It's expensive. All you got to do get I couldn't even get insurance for it. So I use it. So that's an age variance, isn't it? I'm a senior. You will be too. But I do see some things that you might be upset about. You're paying more for the Canada pension. But you shouldn't blame people. It's just the inevitable truth. So she wants to go off the federal system. Well, I don't want to live in Canada. I'm just moving around. I'm just going to start traveling and doing my work. I'll stay in Alberta for a while. There's some places I like to visit, unless I have housing. That's the thing. Got a policy. Oh boy, somebody's draining me. I feel the energy coming in. But I mean it. Canada is sinking with fascism. It will. Listen to the ridiculous thing he said. Listen, I was in Ottawa with Pierre Elliott Trudeau. He wasn't a fat. It's just rubbish the way you're attacking him. You don't know what it was like. Ottawa was a good place. Now it's a dump hole with all this fascism, drugs, and everything, anger.